Hello, guys, and welcome to my Thursday Night Football prediction video. As we all know, the Saints are hosting the Broncos in the Superdome. The Saints coming off a loss to, the rival Buccaneers at the Superdome as well. The Broncos losing to their division rival Chargers, this last Sunday. So both getting off of divisional games. I would say the Saints lost a lot worse, than the Broncos. The Broncos are obviously probably going to have to live without Patrick Surtain for one more game as he has to clear concussion protocol, which I feel like it's very unreasonable to think that a player is going to clear concussion protocol in literally 3 days. And obviously, that is a blow to the Broncos. Now, obviously, Derek Carr still isn't going to be playing. There's no way he's going to be healed from his rib injury. So we get Spencer Rattler round 2 in the Superdome. Now, I liked the way that Spencer Rattler played last week. I definitely don't think he was the cause for their loss. He definitely didn't play perfect, but I feel like it was a good start. I think if he did really bad, this would be an automatic loss for the Saints, because obviously Bo Nix is playing very well, the Broncos rookie quarterback, and it is a return to New Orleans for Sean Payton since he's been hired by the Broncos. Now, with that being said, I think that Sean Payton is a better coach. He knows this team very well, from having been there. He hasn't been there for a number of years, but I feel like they are still somewhat some of the same team. It does make me want to look up. I am going to look up when he was the coach there. Obviously, right now, New Orleans, he was their coach from 2006 to 2021. Then he took a few years off, was doing the whole analysis thing before he comes back to the Broncos last year. So he was only out of. I feel like he was out of coaching. For. I feel like he was out of coaching for longer, but he obviously wasn't. But yeah, the defense of New Orleans has not really had drastic changes. They've had the same core for a while of Cameron Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore. Now they do have Tyrann Mathieu, which is a little bit of a wild card. Obviously, the Honey Badger is always a wild card, even though he's kind of slow. He's slowed down a little bit with how crazy he is. Later in his career, which is only expected. You do have Davis, and you just have overall kind of the solid defensive core. I think that Sean Payton knows it's not going to be easy. He's obviously going to know like what his team is comfortable doing, maybe what he needs to call against them, which I think, maybe does give them a little bit of a leg up. But in terms of defensive scheme, I think the Saints have a good, offensive scheme. I think the Saints have a offensive scheme that can do well, and they have talented players. Obviously, Sean Payton isn't going to know what to tell, his defensive coordinator about it because it's a new offensive coordinator. And while they've proven that they can score points and be really effective, they've also had games where they haven't scored very much. Looking at their team, they got Rattler, Olave, Kamara, Foster Moreau, I guess, is their tight end. And Rashid Shaheed, obviously, who's their blazer and is a talented player. I think this is going to end up kind of being a game where the Broncos can't let it get away from them, because offensively they can score points and Bo Nix is effective with the ball. And I think that, his wife, I don't think he's going to force too much into traffic against these scrappy secondary in New Orleans. But I think that he also, is going to put it into spots where only his wide receiver is going to catch it, because he does throw an accurate football. The question I have is, are the Broncos going to be able to run the football in this game? And I'm unsure about it. They don't really. They have Javonte Williams, who I like, and I think he's a guy that can be your back, but they just don't run it as well as I would like. And I think if you're going pass heavy against a team like the Saints, I think you're just kind of, you're potentially baiting yourself into a tough situation, because that's playing to New Orleans' strength. Not to say that they can't stop the run or anything, but because of that, I am actually going to go with New Orleans in this game. I also think the Superdome is a hard place to play. The fans are going to be loud. I think that, Rattler, despite it being a short week, I think that he performed well. I think it's only going to help him too that Surtain is out, even though I think the Broncos defense is pretty tough and studly. I think that Kamara could have a hard time running the football. I think they're going to have to do a lot of unique stuff to get him the ball, which I'm sure they will. But I'm going to have to go with the Saints at home in this game. And I think that they win this game. I think it's going to be kind of low scoring. And I think that they're going to win this game 23-17 in this game. So a point total of 40 points. Not much to say. But I think that, I'm going to go with the Saints, and they're going to be my team, and they're going to win 23-13, because I think it's going to prove tough for Nix to be able to pass the football, and I think they're going to have a hard time running it. Otherwise, that's kind of my analysis on this game. If you guys have any comments or any opinions, and you see it being a different kind of game, let me know. It obviously, to me, I think this is a game where either team could win. I don't think it's going to necessarily be a blowout unless there's a colossal failure on either sides. On either side, I think the Saints are also going to be playing a little bit mad and bitter because of what happened to them against the Buccaneers on Sunday. But otherwise, let me know what you think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want more NFL content. I post twice a week on Tuesday and Friday. With possible intention to start posting a little bit more. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. But if you guys have anything you would like to see me talk about, let me know in the comments as well. And I'll thank you guys all for watching Castcast. And as always, go Pack Go.